Hi, this is Mike Stewart with Mike Stewart Relationship Coaching, and I'm here to share with you chapter 1 of my book. The name of the book is 5 Ways to Create a Deeper Connection with Your Partner. And so I'm going to share my screen and just share some slides with you and some tools that I used to be able to help myself. And the first step, the first way I reconnected with my wife in a way that I never thought was possible. I felt stuck. I felt trapped. I didn't know how to reconnect with her. And so this book is about that process of reconnecting with my wife in a way that I never thought was possible, and now being able to have a loving, caring relationship with one another. So here we go. For me, it all began with this first step where I started looking at my life, and my wife came to me 6 years ago and she said, "Mike, I feel more like your roommate than your wife." And my first response was to defend myself. But instead of responding, I said, "I think you're right." And I began to do some soul searching in myself. And I began to look and see what I thought of when I thought of my wife, what were the thoughts that came to mind? And I started noticing that many of the thoughts I had about my wife were negative. And when I realized that, I knew I had to take action and do something. And the first step I had to do was I had to let go of the past. I had to let go of the past things that I built up that I held against my wife. And it started out as little things like, wow, she didn't do the laundry today. She didn't do the dishes today. She didn't pick up after herself in the living room. And that started with little things. But then it began to be big things. When we had financial problems, I would blame her rather than look at my part in it, excuse me. And so I just want to read this part of the book. It's going to set us up for the rest of this chapter and the rest of this overview. So let go of what you think you know about your relationship with your spouse. Be open to learning new ways to create more awareness in how you relate and how you respond to one another. Your marriage relationship has become what it is today because of the thoughts, actions, and feelings that you've allowed to drown out the unconditional love you had for one another in the beginning of your relationship. To say it another way, when you were dating, there was nothing between you and your partner that caused stress in your relationship. There were no bills, there were no kids. If you had disagreements, you actually worked them out because you loved one another. That was the focal point of your relationship, was you loved one another. And when you had other differences that tried to come between you and your partner, your love for one another overcame those things because you were so much in love. No matter what your friend said to you, you were deeply in love with this woman or man. And so one of the things that you need to realize is, I started realizing for myself, and I'm asking you to realize this, is you need to recall all the special times that you spent together. Now, where you are right now, you may not be able to do that, but with practice, you can. This picture is a picture of Carmel, California, Carmel by the sea on the Central Coast. It is one of our favorite places to spend time together. I can remember sitting in a little cafe in the evening on a Friday evening, having sharing a coffee and a piece of pie with my wife, and just feeling so in touch with her, so in love with her. And I can go back and remember all these different times that's happened in our past. And when I started doing that, those feelings of love and compassion and hope came back into my heart, and my heart grew. and I began to love her again just for who she was, like I did in the beginning. And one of the other cool things that I found was another tool that I realized is I had a friend of mine that created a video for me, and he videotaped but probably about 20 family members at my wedding. And whenever I feel a distance from my wife, I go back and I look at photos from like what times we spent in Carmel, weekends we spent together. And I often watch that video. I watch that video twice a year. And it reminds me of how much I love my wife. And the video portion that shows me getting married to her at the altar, I cried like a baby at the altar. I felt such a deep love and affection for her at the altar where we were married. And when I see that video, I go back to those feelings and they come alive again. And it's just so amazing. But remember when you were spending time together in those special places before you were married, whether you were dating or when you were first married. Here's a couple that's just, there's nobody else in the room as far as they're concerned. They are fixed on one another, and that is their focus. And they're so much in love. Nothing else matters. There's nobody else there. And that's what it used to be like when you were in love and you've spent time together. So what happened? Well, what happened for me was work. I started working 60 hours a week. We adopted my 6-year-old nephew a month after we were married. We got our finances out of whack and we started stressing out of that, how we were going to pay our bills. And then the other distractions could also be in-laws. You have parents that don't like your partner that you chose to marry. You have friends that don't like that you're not hanging out with them anymore. These can all be distractions for you and your relationship. But what you really have to stay in focus is why you married that person. And that was because you were deeply in love with that person. And what I did, this is a picture, a photo of what I had to do. I had to reflect. I had to look at myself in the mirror and I had to take action and look at where was I at fault in our relationship going awry. And when I did that, I actually went to my wife and I asked her to forgive me. I asked her for forgive me all the times that I blamed her for our finances, for all the times I blamed her for doing things or not doing things around the house, all the times I thought she should have done something, but I never asked her to do that, which sounds crazy, but we do that all the time. We set expectations of others higher than we do for ourselves. We let ourselves off the hook, but we don't let other people off the hook. Well, what happened for me when I began to forgive my wife for all those things that I held against her, those things were out of the way in our relationship again. And I actually gave my wife permission that when I begin to blame her for something, or I begin to make her feel like she doesn't have a voice, I said, I give you permission to call me on account and let me know, because I don't want anything to ever come between us again where we can't talk about something and work it out. So one of the things I learned through this process was, because I was focusing on all the negative things that I felt were causing our relationship to go awry, that expand. And when I began to focus on the good things about our relationship and the great memories we had together, that overrode all those negative things, and that began to expand. So remember, whatever you focus on is going to expand. And when I began to focus on how much I love her, how much I want to live a life together with her, I want to grow old together with her, that began to expand. And I began to find new opportunities to be that for her today. So now what's happened in our relationship today is many times she'll mention that she might be low on water because she's kind of restricted to the upstairs right now because of a health condition. but she'll just mention that she's low on water, and I'll remember that the next time I go downstairs, I'll fill up a jug of water so that she has water upstairs. And it's just those little things that I do without her asking. I mean, she made the suggestion, but I remembered, and that she really appreciates those things. So remember, whatever you focus on in your relationship is going to expand. But also remember that in the beginning, you communicated about things. You planned things together. And here's an example of a couple that they're having some issues with their finances, but they're sitting down and they're working on it together. Now, I know in some instances, one person handles the finances and the other one is the spender. But the key thing is to work together as a team in all aspects of your family, in parenting, in your finances, in your planning, in your jobs. And so those are some of the main things that you need to do, is you need to make sure that you're working together as a team again. And how do you get back to us? Well, what my wife and I learned to do was, at the beginning of each month, we learned to plan things out that we would do together outside of my son. We would have a date night. We would go we would go take day trips. And even sometimes when he would want to go stay with a friend for the weekend, we would go away for the weekend, just the two of us. And those were times that were so special. And it began to rebuild that connection where just spending time together is just such a joy. Some of the other things you can do is you could take a weekend getaway. This couple's actually gone camping. You can actually take family vacations. I still have great memories of times where my wife and I, we lived in the Sacramento area. We would go up to Lake Tahoe, and my son and his friend would go play most of the day. And we would spend time in the hot tub, just talking together. We would spend time up in the room, just planning what we were going to do next, where we were going to eat, what recreation things we were going to do. But taking that time, even when you have a family, and taking time to get away out of the house, away from the stress of life, and begin to just enjoy one another's company as a family. And you're going to build memories for your son that will last a lifetime when you do that. And you're going to also model for your son or your daughter how a family should function as a team. In other words, when we would take a vacation, we would assign tasks to each of us. My wife would have charge of packing the toiletries. I would have charge of packing some of the clothes. I would assign my son to begin to pack things, and I would have him help me pack the car. When we arrived somewhere, we would all help unpack the car. So we were just constantly working as a team. I would get the input of my son, where he wanted to eat, what he might want to do. And so doing those things as a family, you're building those bonds together, and you're allowing nothing to get in the way of your kids talking to you about things too. Because when you have those bonds and you're doing things together, you're creating that relationship that you're giving permission to your kids to talk to you about whatever's going on. And that's something that we did with my son from the time he was 6 years old. We would tell him, hey, look, if there's something going on that you need to know, or you need to let us talk to us about, talk to us about it. When he became a teenager and he was out with his friends, we said, hey, if you're drinking and you drink too much and you feel like you can't drive home, call us. We'll come and get you. There's no judgment, no blame. But it's creating that team atmosphere that's going to give not only your partner a good solid foundation and security, but it's going to give your kids a good solid foundation and security. If you'd like to know more, I'm going to do another chapter overview of chapter 2 in this book, but this chapter is all about letting go of the past and focusing on the future that you want. And that the main step in this chapter 1 is forgiving yourself and forgiving your spouse. And sometimes that's hard to do, and that may be a process, but it's well worth it. If you'd like to find out more about me, you could go to my Facebook page, which is Mike Stewart Coaching. And you could go to my website, which is Mike Stewart Relationship Coaching. And if you go to my website and you go to the bottom and fill out the contact form and mention you'd like a copy of my book, a free copy of it's an ebook, I will send you a free copy of my ebook. So I want to thank you for watching, and thank you for taking the first step to learning how to create a deeper connection with your partner. This is Mike Stewart with Mike Stewart Coaching, and have a wonderful day. I wanted to make a correction. The title of my book is incorrect in the previous slide, and so I wanted to add a slide with the correct title of the book. Again, this is Mike Stewart. If you'd like to get a hold of me, all my information is on the screen. And again, thank you for watching.